Yeah.
Nailed it.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It's your favorite time of the week. It's time to Star Trek and chill. If you're watching this on Saturday morning, happy Saturday morning. If you're watching this on Sunday morning, sorry, there's only one day left of your weekend, but it's still time to Star Trek and chill. There is not really much news today, right? I think there's probably some Star Trek 4 news.
Like there always
Probably,
is.
right? Yeah, there's always something. No, everybody knows there's some really great news and some very less than great, kind of surprising news. So Strange New Worlds is currently in production for season 3, and they're already picked up and renewed for season 4. Hooray. However, we all kind of expected that, I think. What we did not expect was that Paramount would also say, oh, and by the way, Lower Decks is not going to be renewed. They're all done. And we're like, what? It's canceled. And they're like, well, it's not renewed. It's canceled? No. It's just not renewed for a 6th season. Anyway, so the 5th season will be its last one. And yes, there is some Star Trek origin story news. Lots of cool things to talk about. Melissa's got a 7 truths and 1 lie game ready for all of us. Kind of a longer one.
Is it all about Star Trek 4?
That's like 15
Which one?
untruths and 1 who knows. Melissa Longo is here.
Hi, how you doing? Next week I'm going to do 2 lies and a truth.
Ooh, nice.
2 live crew. Melissa and I are wearing our Lower Decks shirts in support of Star Trek Lower Decks. Yes, there's already a petition going, you guys.
That's right, there is.
Of course there is.
John Orchiola is here, back of the head.
Hello. If only there was something to talk about today.
Right. It's going to be so boring today.
This guy writes Star Trek for Screen Rant. I'm sure he's written like 15 articles since 2:00 today.
Yeah, it's been that kind of a day.
Yeah.
I thought it was an easy day. I was like, oh man, I'm going to coast this Friday. No.
No.
Charlene Schmidt, everybody, podcasting OG.
Hey. How's it going?
I just had like something flash in my head when you said, how's it going? Of me saying, we can call her Bubbles as a nickname, and you going, don't you dare. And so I stopped myself. I was like, she's not going to like that.
Oh my God. Speaking of Bubbles, I do have a little something that I can share with you all later on.
I think we might have it ready to go too. I think you tweeted it, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well then,
nobody knows that this is an exclusive.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Jenny R. Johnson is here as well.
Oh, hi. Hello, everyone.
There it is. Oh, and she's wearing a Ryza and Chill shirt. You can get your very own Ryza and Chill shirt in any color, size, and style at the Star Trek and Chill online store, the description box below. You can also get the cool Uhura shirt that Charlene is wearing at theintrovertedrepublic.com. That one's made by Melissa.com.
Right.
And you can get John Orchiola's sweater at, what's your address?
Hey, what's your credit card number, John?
I believe it's StarTrekStore.com. I think that's what it's called.
Looks great.
It does look great.
Thank you.
All right, let's say hello to everybody in the live chat.
Oh, yeah.
There's the Matt Boardman, who we were talking about before we went live, who had this thumbnail perfectly ready to go with the Star Trek origin story. It looked beautiful. And then I messaged him in a panic this afternoon saying, record scratch. Things just happened. Red alert.
I bet you're wondering how we ended up here.
Yeah. So thank you, D-Matt, for always being flexible and doing all that stuff for us. What's up, Joshua M. Patton, Dave Gregory, Linda Anderegg, Rashid, John, Rose Kirby out in Star Trek is in the live chat. Hi, Star Trek.
Oh, really? Hello,
Yeah,
Star Trek. Hello, all of Star Trek.
Yeah, a celebrity's in the house. Wow, you guys.
Wow.
Mind your P's and Q's.
Okay.
No.
Hello, Sentai Ranger Donnie, or Sente, probably Sente. KL Bliss, what's up? War Dogheim is finally here. Thank goodness for that. Rico E. Anderson is a problem, but he's in the live chat. What's up, Sarah? What's up, Bob D? What's up, Joshua Reeve? And everybody, we see all of you. Faith Howell. Let's have some fun. So everybody, to start this out, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications so you always know when we go live right on time.
Every
like
week.
2 minutes late.
Always.
And if you're listening in, give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. Really appreciate it. And go to @BackOfTheHead and hit the subscribe. What's it called? Follow thing for John Orchiola.
Click
It's
the
Friday,
button.
whatever.
There's a button.
It's Friday. Oh,
It is.
Melissa, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking another root beer because last week I got a 4-pack, and so it's but it's in my Star Trek Day glass because Star Trek, we love it, and yeah, and root beer smells really good.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
You guys ever had like the root beer hard candy? It's so good.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
I love that.
I like that.
John
Delicious.
Orchiola, what are you drinking? And everybody in the live chat, let us know what you're drinking today so we can celebrate with you, John.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just drinking some peppermint tea in my Captain
Ooh.
Janeway
Mm,
Project
Nice.
Voyager cup.
nice.
Very,
That's all.
very nice.
Pretty
I
mellow.
was just looking at that mug yesterday. I love it.
Prodigy.
What's
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Shar drinking today?
I was going to run out and grab some sort of interesting looking beverage, and then all of the news broke this afternoon. I spent probably a solid hour just trying to catch up. So I have my good old trusty ginger ale in my Babylon 5 glass. Same old, same old.
And yourself, Jenny R.
Well, today I decided to switch it up completely, and I went with a groovy Tri-Secco. It's a non-alcoholic, like Prosecco kind of dealy.
Prosecco? Like trilithium?
Something like that, yeah. Anyway, but it's lovely and crisp and delicious and celebratory because we're half celebrating.
Yeah.
We're half celebrating. So cheers.
Yeah.
Is that what
Cheers.
incel stands for?
No.
No,
Involuntary celebration?
Oh, no.
if only it were.
No. No, it's not. Single tear.
What are you drinking, Ryan?
All I got, I should have grabbed something. All I have with me is this sleepy water. It helps
Oh.
you, helps you sleep, helps you calm
Huh.
down. But
Oh,
I need
so
to
you-
go
So
easy.
you
on it,
really
I
are
think.
chill.
Oh, I do want to agree. I want to
Reckon
agree with
sleep.
Faith Howell in the live chat that Janeway would slap that tea out of my hand for drinking it inside a coffee mug.
That is true.
This is true. Now, Admiral Janeway, though, it depends on whether or not she's given it the coffee by choice or not.
But she has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has to drink tea now.
Mm.
Doctor's orders.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
That's what I'm
right.
saying is she might begrudgingly be like, yeah, I get it. Or how dare you?
Mhm.
What does she drink it out of? Did we see that?
It's the same steel mug, I think. No, or does she have like a different tea, like a transparent teacup?
Yes, she did
Hmm.
have that in Prodigy.
Mm.
Okay. Well, let's see what's up with everybody
Sure.
right now. Check this out. Let's see. What are you guys drinking? Joshua Reeve says, cheers. Okay, good enough. Andy says, I'm not drinking anything. Chaperoning at an elementary school dance.
And
Oh,
yet,
man.
Star Trek and
Still
chilling. I
has-
love it.
You
Yeah.
gotta do something.
Multitasking.
Linda says, I'm not drinking enough, but I'm eating a 2 Chicago style dog. Sorry, what's a 2 Chicago style hot dog? And fries special. Oh, from Nikki's at our kitchen. Okay. So it's a number 2 Chicago style hot dog and fries special.
Hmm.
Wow.
All right.
All right.
Yummy.
Dang.
Wow.
Joshua M. Patton says, anyway, I'm drinking coffee because I ride for Janeway.
Yeah. Ride or die, baby.
Yeah. All right. So let's see if there's anything in the news at all. We'll do it in a very chill manner, though.
Nice.
Scraping so hard.
I'm gonna go to Variety. Let's just see what's at variety.com. Sometimes they have fun little like crossword puzzles, those are nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're nice.
definitely comics. Yeah.
Oh, Star Trek. Oh, this is great. Star Trek
Oh,
Strange
what's
New
this?
Worlds renewed for season 4. Oh, this is
Woohoo!
fantastic. Oh, wait.
Yay.
There's more. Lower Decks, okay. To conclude with season 5. What
Wait,
the heck?
what?
What's that word conclude?
Huh? What does this mean?
I don't know. He's happy. They're not.
Yeah, that's what that
great.
means.
That's well done. Yeah.
Star Trek
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds, currently in production on its 3rd season, has been renewed by Paramount Plus for season 4. Meanwhile, Star Trek Lower Decks, the first animated Star Trek comedy, will conclude its run on the streamer with its 5th season, which will debut in the fall.
So I don't know about the rest of you all, but this felt like a bit of a gut punch.
Oh.
A bit.
Yeah.
A bit.
It was an understatement. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah.
My
What?
big question is why?
Yeah.
This is the
Mhm.
kind of show that could go on forever. So
Mhm.
they
Yes.
just don't want to. It sounds like the showrunners do. It's just Paramount Plus is saying, pass.
Mhm.
Like a peanut
Mhm.
hamper.
Yeah, which is strange since it did make the top 10 in the Nielsen ratings on multiple occasions. So people are watching it and
Yeah.
enjoying it. So
Mhm.
it makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, have they arbitrarily decided that 5 is the magic number now?
Well, that's what
It
I
sure
was
seems
wondering
like it.
too.
You know?
5 is the new 7 seasons.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's Star Trek, they're paying homage to the 5-year mission, the original 5-year mission. I don't know. 5-season mission. I don't know.
Mhm.
It
I
doesn't make
just-
sense.
No, it really doesn't. Especially, especially the nature of animated shows. Like, yes, obviously there are people working on the show that have to be paid, but
Right.
overall, you can make, and they've shown, you can make something amazing with a budget that isn't a live action budget. And it's just
Right.
confusing.
Right.
Yeah.
Which that does make it a little surprising that Strange New Worlds is renewed, but Lower Decks is not, because you would think if it's strictly a budgetary thing, Lower Decks is cheaper to make.
Yeah.
So again, what is it?
Yeah, it's half the time. It's only 30 minutes, well, however long. And there's
Mhm.
only 10 episodes. So
Yeah.
we're getting extra gypped.
Yeah.
Super, super gypped.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Here's my
Yeah.
question is
yeah.
there's a lot of like open-endedness to this, and especially coming from like say the message from Mike McMahon and Jack Quaid, both of which you can find on Instagram and probably elsewhere at this
Mhm.
point, basically saying, hey, look, yeah, 5 seasons. Who knows though, guys? It sounds like it's a
Mhm.
little open-ended, like they might do what Prodigy did and maybe shop the show around a bit, maybe try to find it a new home, and maybe we could get a movie or some kind of extra long special if we can't get another season. Like
Right.
it sounds
Yeah.
like they're open to that idea at the very least.
Hmm.
Dr. Anne-Marie Seagull mentioned something earlier today. She said, why not shop it to Adult Swim?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
thought.
It's definitely a
Absolutely.
thing. But what's Adult Swim on? Like, do they have their own app or what's going on there?
That's Cartoon Network, isn't it?
It
The
is.
Comedy
yeah.
Central, I think.
Okay, yeah. Mhm.
So-
What app is that? Comedy Central app?
Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know if it's an app. Like I lost track of them when I ditched cable.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Same.
It's I mean, hopefully now that we've seen, Strange New Worlds got made because the fans made noise. Prodigy was saved because the fans made noise.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I feel like the viewer base for Lower Decks is sizable,
Mhm.
So hopefully we can make some noise,
We
Yeah,
get to
like
do it
cheer
all
for it.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make some noise.
Make
Yeah.
some noise. But it would still work on Netflix as well because they have adult cartoons as well
Yep.
as
Sure.
for
Mhm.
cartoons for
That's
younger
true. Like
generations.
Bojack Horsewigggle, right?
Mhm.
Like that.
Sure.
I
So
feel like
does Amazon.
Hulu. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
Hulu might be a good home in that
Oh, yeah.
regard.
Mhm.
Amazon
Oh,
too, does it
sure.
have shows like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching at least one of them, Has Been
Mhm.
Hotel, which I'm doing for
Right.
Katie's So Many Random Fandoms. That is definitely adult animation. So they're in that market too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is, I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't say things like that if there wasn't a chance. What did they say exactly? Does anyone have a handy
No. Where do we read
I've got
this?
a screenshot.
Well,
Perfect.
yeah.
So Phil Murphy on
Mhm.
Twitter/X
Out
says
in the
there's always
UK.
hope. To borrow a phrase, never give up, never surrender. Rewatch the
Yes.
show and purchase the physical release, pick up the merch and keep the hashtags going. And above all, watch season 5. So there is some call to action already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Well,
Is
the statement
go ahead.
that Mike McMahon and Alex Kurtzman put out, if you want me to just read it because I have it right in front of me,
Mhm.
is to the fans, we wanted to let you know that this fall will be the 5th and final season of Star Trek Lower Decks. While 5 seasons of any series these days seems like a miracle, it's no exaggeration to say that every second we've spent making this show has been a dream come true. Our incredible cast, crew, and artists have given you everything they have because they love the characters they play, they love the world we've built, and more than anything, we all love Star Trek. We're excited for the world to see our hilarious 5th season, which we're working on right now. And the good news is that all previous episodes will remain on Paramount Plus. So there's still so much to look forward to as we celebrate the Cerritos crew with a big send-off. Finally, thank you always for being so creative and joyful, for filling convention halls and chanting Lower Decks. We remain hopeful that even beyond season 5, Mariner, Boimler, Tendi, Rutherford, and the whole Cerritos crew will live on with new adventures. LLAP, Mike McMahon, and Alex Kurtzman. So the cool thing there is that all previous episodes will remain. So there's not a threat of it being wiped off Paramount
Good.
Plus like Prodigy was.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, and I was reading in was it a Dateline article that it made it seem
That's
like
the Prodigy one.
Yeah, it is.
Just trying to see if there was also a Lower Decks one, because I did see it, but I couldn't find it there. Anyway, go on, Melissa.
Yeah, no, that it kind of feels like they're looking at pursuing these characters in other stories and telling their stories in different capacities. Maybe not on the Cerritos because they are being promoted, and it is possible for them to, go get different orders for another ship or a station. I mean, Tendi's already not on the Cerritos at the moment since we last saw her. So, to me, there seems like a window of possibility to explore their stories further in different modalities, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like for instance, now the possibility exists. I think the show is ending, but there are movies. There are possible Paramount Plus movies. They could do an animated movie. They could do, I mean, Jack Quaid and Tawny Newsome have already established their characters in live action. They could pop up again somewhere else, Strange New Worlds, in another movie, or Starfleet Academy. They could just be holograms, or they could just be holodeck characters, or whatever. I mean, there are ways for the and luckily enough, Tawny writes for that show. So
she can write a part for herself.
Yeah. Look at a show like Futurama, for example, that is so popular and people have have been begging and begging and begging for so long to bring it back, and it happened. I mean, how long was it off the air? Like, that's
Yeah.
the cool thing about animation too, is that there is kind of there's a much longer shelf life in terms of
Totally.
actors and, you know, what you can do with them.
Absolutely.
Here's an interesting comment
Hmm.
from VFX ATDS says 5 seasons, but only 50 episodes. When I was on Clone Wars, we did 26 episodes per season, aired 22. Oh, that's weird.
That's interesting.
They would do 26 episodes, but only air 22 of them. So they would just hold on to 4 and be like, these are ours. These
Yeah,
are for
what?
us. But that's the situation I was thinking about today, is like, we're only doing 10 episode seasons.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like that's why people, because like, look, if they did 5 seasons, but there are 26 episodes per, what are we looking at there? Then we're
Right.
talking about, you know, 130.
Yeah.
Yeah.
130 episodes. We'd be like, I'm full. I'm good. We did it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But not with 50.
Yeah.
50
We're-
25-minute episodes feels
This-
like that's not enough.
Yeah.
This
we're
feels
barely-
like when My So-Called Life ended abruptly.
Oh,
That was
totally. Me
brutal.
too. I was
You know what I mean?
inconsolable.
It was
Oh,
so
I
good.
love that show
and they
too.
didn't even finish the first season. Oh,
I know, it was so darn good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And Wilson Cruz is in it.
right?
Yes, he is.
Yep.
It
He's
didn't
Star
even
Trek
go through an
relevant.
entire season.
No.
Oh,
No, they-
wow. Like
no, they, like,
Firefly.
can't- Yeah.
It was a highly
Wow.
overlooked show, sort of like Freaks and Geeks, if you watch that.
Yeah.
Incredible show, a lot of future stars.
Oh,
And just
yeah.
did not get the attention
It's
it
so
deserved. at the
crazy
time.
because I always thought it was so popular. I always thought it was so popular.
Yeah.
But with Lower Decks, it feels like, yes, they can fit so much story into
Yeah.
25 minutes. It's incredible how much story they fit into that short amount of time. But it still feels like we're barely scratching the surface of these
Mhm.
characters. There's still
Totally.
so much to learn about them.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're getting chipped.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the question. Did Mike McMahon and company get to go back and do re-records or reshoots like Discovery did? Or are they like, nah, you guys are done. That's
But
that.
there's
Sorry.
That's a
Don't-
good question.
I know that he said in an interview at one point when they were talking about what season 5 was going to be, and he said that they always have been ending their
Right.
seasons as though it was the finale, just in case.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
even when he was promoting season 4,
Yeah.
the writing was already on the wall that 5 might be the end of it, just because
Mhm.
there was apparently no word about a renewal. And so they were kind of already
Mm.
preparing. This is last summer. They were already
Yeah,
preparing
right.
for the idea that it was going to be over after
So,
5.
Okay, that answers a question I had, which makes me, I wondered, how much did they know and how prepared were they? Because it sounds like in their message, they're sending the crew off in style in season 5, and they're still working on it now. So
Right.
is that to say that they're doing the disco thing, or are they just, going through? Because animation, the work style is a little different. because-
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I think,
Yes.
they may have an opportunity to tie things up a little more than they might have if they were looking at a live action turnaround.
Right.
the
What I
fall.
mean, though, is
Yeah.
did they necessarily have to go back, or were they already preparing the
Yeah.
end way back when?
Mhm.
Right.
Hmm.
And that kind of ties into what I was going to ask John Orchiola, which is, it's interesting that they're announcing both of these at the same time. You don't
Mm.
think, since you're the media expert, John, you don't think that Paramount held on to the news about Lower Decks not being renewed until they could officially announce Strange New Worlds being renewed so that they could just drop them at the same time and kind of, keep out the fervor. What
And
do
on
you
a
think?
Friday afternoon, no less.
Yeah, that we noticed that
Right.
too.
Hmm.
What do you think,
Yep.
John? Coincidence? Or was it decided at the same time, or did they just hold on to it until the other one?
I don't know when either decision was made. I wish that they held off or separated the announcements, just so that for instance, it's awesome that Strange New Worlds
Yeah.
got renewed. We
Yes.
can't,
Yeah.
but we can't really celebrate it because we're too busy mourning Lower Deck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But we
the
also
idea, of course,
expected it.
of
I would have been
announcing both together,
shocked.
it's kind of
Mhm.
dilutes it a bit, right? Because oh well, yeah, this sucks, but there's also good news, and
Yeah.
so which I'm sure was the strategy.
Mhm.
It
It's
had to
interesting
been,
that it was announced. Oh, it was an exclusive from Variety because Variety did that big set visit
Right.
in Toronto
Right.
months ago, and so apparently, like, they know everything because they were given all the
Mm.
scoops.
apparently.
Yeah. I mean, it is, yes, we probably were expecting that Strange New World was going to get a season 4, but the fact that it's been renewed this soon before, I mean,
Right.
Yeah,
season 3 is still filming. So
which makes me wonder how much of a break they're going to get, because seasons 1 and 2
That's
were
an
pretty much
interesting
shot
question.
back to back. So like, are they
Yeah.
just going to stay in Toronto for the rest of the year and just keep going,
Right.
or are they going to have
it'd
a
be
little
amazing if they
break
did.
and then come
Mhm.
back, or because I don't think it's not going to be 18 months again between seasons like it was for 2
No.
and 3.
Exactly.
Right. And will it remain the flagship show? And
Well,
for
it is
how
now.
long? Yeah.
I mean, it
but-
absolutely is. There's just
But
no other.
even
Yeah, because
after,
there's nothing else.
yes, no, but even after when Starfleet Academy airs,
Yeah.
and then for how long after?
Right.
Mhm.
Like, do they get their
One-
5
one more
seasons and then
season.
they're done?
Exactly. Yeah. Are they only
Oh.
guaranteed 5 seasons, or are they gonna get the axe
Like,
too?
It hurts my
Is
heart.
that what we should expect?
Mhm.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and about the word flagship, I want to hear that conversation when the powers that be are telling Strange New Worlds, "You're the new flagship," and they're like, "Of what fleet, bro?
Right.
Right. The fleet's
Where's
been
the fleet?
decommissioned.
That's true.
Yes.
We're the only ship." No, you're the
You're the only ship in the
flagship.
quadrant.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
Right? I
fitting
mean,
for
look,
the Enterprise.
Picard
Mhm.
is over.
Yeah.
Right.
Discovery's ending right now.
Mhm.
Lower Decks will be ending at the end of this year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Prodigy is touch and go.
Prodigy is in kind of limbo. I mean, we
Mhm.
know that there's
We
a
don't know.
second season at some
We're
point
waiting.
on Netflix.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Section 31, theoretically, they're done shooting, so that should be out soon. But a lot of reports are saying not until late 2025, which I think sounds
That's
ridiculous.
so
It's
late.
gotta
Who
be
said
it's
that?
gotta
I
be
heard-
sooner than
Why?
that, right?
Really? I
saying
heard late this
2025?
year.
That was just the reports. There were a lot of articles written, but those were opinions. Those were guesses. And I'm like,
I have not heard
can't be that
2025 for
late.
Section 31.
It's
That
gotta
might be, you might
be.
be conflating that with the Origin movie, which was
Mm-mm.
announced for
Right.
2025.
No, I was surprised by it. But again, these were people's assumptions or guesses, that
Yeah.
were writing these articles. But I can't
Mhm.
imagine it would be that late, right? It should be late this year or early next year is what I would think.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
That's
then
what I've heard.
going by Alex Kurtzman's own time frame, when production finishes and they need 6 to 8 months post-production, there's no reason why the Section 31 couldn't be released at the end
Absolutely.
of this year. But to
Mhm.
Yeah.
wait until late 2025, that seems, I don't know.
Cuckoo
Yeah, that
bananas.
sounds like the origin story
Cuckoo
movie that just got
bananas,
announced.
yes.
Now, see, look at this.
Oh, bananas again.
When
Go
is
on.
Section 31 premiering? There's no release date yet for Star Trek Section 31, but we expect it no earlier than late
What?
2025.
That's-
This is from
What?
Nerdist,
Huh.
right?
That
And there are a few
Huh.
others that said that, which just sounds nuts to me.
It does.
Does
This
say
does not
sound
seem right.
nuts.
I feel like somebody said it and then people have.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like
I
we've
mean-
gotten information since then.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, that was 2 months ago.
February.
So
That was before the Variety article came out.
that Variety, they know
Variety,
everything.
man.
Yeah.
Right with everything.
Well, and it was before South
Mhm.
by Southwest when Alex Kurtzman made his comment.
Right.
So.
That's
Yes.
true.
One of us has got to go work for Variety. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Right?
Basically.
Walk in there
You
with
won't
our
work there long if you
folder,
spill all the
be like-
beans.
Be like, "Excuse me, here's my portfolio. I'd like to work for Variety magazine or whatever
Yeah.
the website."
Yeah, whatever you are. I just want to work here.
You're very good at getting scoops somehow, and I would like
Yeah.
those.
Mhm.
Motive
I
clear.
think that's more than fair.
Mint chocolate chip, please.
Yeah, that's what Melissa
Nice.
said when she worked at the ice cream store.
Hmm.
Yum. Ice
So we
cream.
do have a poll
Ice
in the
cream.
live chat, everybody. In fact, this news made me appalled.
Right?
How do you feel? The question is, how do you feel about Lower Decks ending? The options are, I don't mind,
Liars.
or I can understand it, or I'm pretty bummed, or I'm devastated. What about Agamus?
Yeah.
Right?
Really.
I know.
How are we going to wrap all this up?
And Peanut Humper. Come
Yeah.
on.
Peanut
Melissa,
Wait a
I
minute.
mean-
who taught you to say
I
that,
mean-
Melissa? Where did you learn that toilet talk?
Where did I learn that?
Yeah,
I mean,
I was gonna call
Probably.
someone out, but I better not. Um, So let's see what Wardogheim says. On my Q4 2024 is July, August, September. Don't know what that means, but I'm reading it. Let's see. The old fiscal year. Yeah, they're talking fiscal year. Melanie says they canceled Lower Decks. I thought it was a done deal. Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't call it canceled. They would just call it not being renewed,
Yeah.
but that's what it feels like.
We'll
Yeah.
see season
Yeah.
5. I mean,
They're
that is
definitely avoiding
important.
the word canceled. They're
Yeah.
definitely avoiding the
Yes,
word
they
canceled.
are.
yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Worse.
Yes. It has
Still
been
hurts.
unalived.
Mm.
Faith Howell says, I think whatever they decided to officially call whatever spinoff came from that Picard show, Ender, we resolve to refer to it forever as STL. Okay. So who was it, Jenny? Did you say that maybe they're making room for Legacy?
I didn't say that.
Who said that?
Interesting.
Somebody mentioned Legacy.
I mean, I think about Legacy a lot, so maybe you just read my mind.
Doubt it. I don't have that
I don't
kind of
know. Would they
skill.
replace a live or an animated show with another live action show? Is
Maybe in the
are we
Absolutely.
going to
budget.
have 2 live action shows and no animation?
Well, yeah, but it also seemed like Kurtzman wants to do a lot of smaller projects akin to Section 31. So
Right.
in that kind of vein. So maybe that's what they're trying to free up budget for.
Mhm.
And Kurtzman did say at South by Southwest that there are things in the works, surprises that haven't been mentioned yet at all. So
This is
Was it
not a good
this?
one.
yeah, well,
This is not a good
I
surprise.
didn't think you'd love a good surprise. You never guarantee
Alex,
that we'll
do
be happy.
better.
He didn't say good surprises, I guess.
He's like, you're surprised though, right? Gotcha.
Right. He didn't lie. We're surprised.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
John, do you think this has anything to do with Paramount possibly being sold or merging? Do you think that there
absolutely.
may
I'm
be?
sure I'm sure it factors into every decision being made at that studio, at that streamer. Downsizing Star Trek at this point, while maintaining it as a crown jewel and going through all of the rigmarole of saying how important it is to the studio. But I don't know what the financial deal is with the streaming model at Paramount Plus. They have been cutting shows left and right for the last 18 months.
Mhm.
And Star Trek obviously has suffered as well. But Star Trek was also like flying so close to the sun with wax wings because of those 5 shows going on at once. And so now we're back to kind of what we were before, which is 1 or 2 shows running at the same time, which is what it was in the 90s. So I don't know. Maybe, I mean, did we have it too good for such a short amount of time? Like, was
Yeah,
it,
not for too long.
I think we were
Yeah, not for too
spoiled.
long.
Yeah.
not for too long.
What was
Yeah,
it?
but,
2022 had
Yeah.
51 episodes in 52 weeks. And we're like,
That's
I don't know if I
amazing.
can handle all this Star Trek. It's over.
And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll look back on that time as just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that was as intense and as good as it'll ever get, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had like 18 months of just.
Trek. Yes.
Yeah,
Lord.
never
It was-
ending supply. And it
Yeah.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was. It was glorious.
What does the calendar look like now? It's going to start to look a little bleak, it seems like. We're going to have, especially like after, first it was the COVID thing that kind of hurt, things being released, things being finished, and then the strikes really hit it hard. And so now it's go ahead.
You know, after Lower Decks ends at some point in the fall, maybe in the early winter, depending on when those 10 weeks are up and when they drop. We have Strange New Worlds, but I believe Strange New Worlds is it in terms of 2025 Star Trek, except for the movie, except for the origin story.
Right.
I think that's it. It'll be the only show for 2025, unless Prodigy, even if it gets renewed tomorrow, it'll take 2 years to get season 3.
Sure.
So,
But season 2 will come out in this year,
This
right?
year.
But
Sometime
certainly not
this year,
next
allegedly,
right?
yeah.
Next year.
Probably
Wow.
not fall 2024 now, opposite Lower Decks.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping for this summer, like right before Lower Decks, but that's just me being a little optimistic.
Yeah, but it's possible. It's possible. I mean, Netflix is weird. They'll just announce something, and all of a sudden, here it is.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
Mm.
We're all
They
waiting.
do
And
that,
then,
Netflix.
and then
Yeah.
2 days
Anytime.
later, it's gone. Like, so-
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
So if
Yeah.
you think about 2025, let's say, I think Strange New Worlds, I can't imagine the entire season 3 will air in 2024, right? It might
No.
maybe start in December and then go to like February, for
I would not even
example, right?
expect that. I believe it'll be saved till
Yeah.
2025, and
Okay.
then
Like
and
early.
just
then
wrapping now,
Starfleet
aren't they?
Academy. Starfleet Academy will be the show in 2026, and then we'll get Strange New Worlds 4 in 2027. That's what I would expect.
So let's say 2025, then February,
wait.
March, and April has Strange New Worlds, right? Let's say, for example,
Yeah, sure.
it's right in there. And then let's say Section 31 will be like May or June. Okay. For example, who knows? Somewhere in there, right?
Mhm.
Somewhere, give or take 6 months for all we know, right?
We
Right.
have no
Besi-
idea.
besides those two things in 2025, is there any other Star Trek at all airing? Are we going to get that audio drama Beta SETI 5 or anything?
But they did announce the untitled origin stories set to be
True.
released at the end of 2025.
True.
Summer
Which
2025,
they
I
haven't
think, was what
shot
they're
yet.
targeting. Yeah.
Starfleet Academy, I wonder, might premiere in 2025.
No,
Well,
2026
they're
was what they were
aiming-
talking
yeah.
about.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
Wait.
Why do you think that Strange New Worlds season
4.
4
Three.
won't
Okay.
air until 2027?
I think we're going back to a show a year.
But if it airs in
But
2025,
that's a lot of years that just passed.
Yeah.
I know.
But
why
yeah.
would it be 2 years? Why would they take 2 years?
Well,
that's
and-
madness.
Jenny's
I
freaking
think-
out.
Yes, but I think this new format is a little clunky too, in that you're only giving us 10 episodes a season, and then you're waiting years in between seasons, which it makes it difficult for people to retain interest
Yeah.
in anything for that long of a wait.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. But I mean, that's the streaming model, you know? Stranger Things, for instance, right? What was the last season? Was season 4 or 5, and that came out in May
5.
2022. And now it's 2 years later, and we're still waiting for it. Cobra
Yeah.
Kai also, for instance.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so like House of the Dragon came out
Yeah.
in summer of 2022, and we're expecting it now in June, 2 years later. Like it's every 2 years.
But that was
Pretty good
was
show.
the strike. The strike set
The
everything
strike
back.
and COVID.
Yeah.
But
Right.
we don't have either of those things now. So I don't
Exactly.
think it's unreasonable to adjust that model.
Well, these things happen
No.
in threes, don't
But
they?
will they?
What's
Yeah.
going to happen this year that's
That's
going to
true.
knock things
The
out?
Bell Riots.
Oh.
The Bell
Well,
Riot.
that's
The
true.
Irish
That's going to muck up
reunification.
everything.
Yes, exactly.
The Irish
Yes, guys, we're gonna
reunification is going to
be-
happen. The whole world's going to go into bedlam.
Yeah.
We're going to come back from Star Trek Las Vegas, and then not long after that, the Bell Riots.
Oh, amazing.
Right.
Wow.
Oof, it's going to be a
Mhm.
busy
We all get
month.
herded. We all get herded into sanctuary cities. You know, we all have our Star Trek swag. It's like, wait, where do I put my stuff?
I got my Cliff Bars ready. You can put me anywhere. I'll be like, I don't care. I could live here for 17 days. I'm all set. I got my brownie Cliff Bar. I got my chocolate chip Cliff Bar. You guys suck. What are the poor people
Stocking
doing
up
today?
now.
Yeah.
You might as well with it's coming.
John, did you
Right.
say that the origin story movie
Mhm.
will be premiering next summer already?
It was, I believe it's being targeted for summer 2025. I believe. I mean, that's not set in stone. They start filming at the end of this summer, and I think they are targeting that time frame. But who knows? What they
That's
announced
tough.
was 2025.
That sounds really quick turnaround for a movie, but with how vague everything has been, they might have a story already written. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
Do
think it's
you
ready
think
to go.
they
I
do?
think,
they
yeah,
do.
I think it's all ready to go. I believe.
Yeah,
Is it? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And technically, Star Trek 4 was released in theaters 4 months after it wrapped
Right.
production.
Yep.
4
Yeah.
months.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Does
And
that
there's a
even
lot
happen
of water in that
anymore, though?
movie.
There is. Whew.
Yeah, Star Trek Beyond also had a pretty quick turnaround
Mhm.
in terms of wrapping and then making that July's 2016 release date. It did not
Yeah.
have that many months in between.
I wanted to turn around pretty quickly after Star Trek Beyond too, actually. I'll be honest with you. Just saying, a little too much Beastie Boys for my 10 motorcycles. Because when people give me Beastie Boys and motorcycles, I don't think they should put that in a Star Trek movie.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
what I
And
want to
instead, you
see.
got both.
Yeah. But okay, so 2025 is looking a little less bleak.
Yes.
If we have 2 movies and a Strange New World season, and who knows, maybe we'll get that, like the audio drama thing, or maybe they'll let
yeah.
out some more very
City
short
Alpha
clips.
Five.
What's going on
kind
with
of
that thing?
Mhm.
Something.
Right.
Yeah, we hear about this audio drama maybe like once a year, and it's
Yeah.
apparently still a thing, but okay,
Mhm.
when?
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't there word, am I imagining this, that maybe instead of an audio drama, maybe they'll just make it an animated miniseries? In which case that would kind of...
I mean, it's an interesting
Did they?
idea.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. Maybe they're
don't
waiting
know.
for that little boy who played Khan in Strange New Worlds to grow up to play Khan in the audio
I
drama.
think that's it. I think that's it, definitely. Yeah.
So 15 years from now, we're gonna get this darn thing.
Which is how long Khan was stuck on SETI Alpha 5. It's perfect.
Exactly.
Good point.
And Daniel's Hot Topic says, can they just give us a Star Trek 4 with Chris Pine? You haven't been watching the news?
Oh,
They talk about it every day. What is there?
We're
Yeah.
working on it.
John, Star Trek 4?
Yes? Oh,
Mm.
Star Trek 4.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So, according to Variety, that wonderful article that came out a couple of weeks ago, Star Trek 4 is still happening, guys.
Mhm.
They have a new screenwriter who is Steve
Right.
Hockey, who's a flight attendant for Max. And yeah, it's the final chapter.
Mhm.
Another new writer?
okay.
Yeah.
Is he the writer who wrote for Andor, or is that the
No,
origin?
it's
That's
director
the
of Andor
origin.
is directing-
Oh,
is
gotcha.
directing the origin movie, not Star Trek 4.
Gotcha.
We don't know
Okay.
who's directing Star Trek 4, but J.J. Abrams is producing both movies.
Okay, gotcha. I am confused.
Sure, because it
I'm
makes no
I'm
sense.
like, but it's very confusing. Like, I'm not
I'll
upset.
believe it when my butt's in a seat.
Yeah.
That's how I
The way
feel about
Shar
Star Trek
said-
4.
The way she said "but," my butt sounded
My
so
butt.
crass.
Today has been
Oh
a roller
gosh.
coaster.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
let's see what Star Trek folk are saying about all this news. The first one is right here on screenrant.com, probably John Orchiola. Let me check. Yep, John Orchiola. This is Jack Quaid on
Oh, yeah.
Instagram,
Mhm.
who
Mhm.
says,
Oh.
hello, Lower Deckers. I'm so sad to announce that Paramount Plus won't be moving forward with more seasons of Lower Decks. I can't begin to tell you what an honor it's been to be a part of this show. And by the way, he says a part, not a part, like a lot of people do. Don't do that, you guys. Two different
Thank
words.
you.
Grammar
Of
matters.
this show.
He was raised
And
well.
and the Star Trek universe at large. I am unbelievably grateful for 5 awesome seasons with this wonderful family. I want to thank each and every person who put so much of their hard work and talent into every episode. You are amazing. The good news is that everyone who makes Lower Decks loves making Lower Decks. I could play Boimler for 17 more seasons. That's like, what, 23 episodes?
Yeah.
No joke. I'm serious. I love that purple-haired nerd. Hopefully we find a new home. Okay, so that's
Yeah,
something.
see?
But until
Mhm.
then, please look forward to an amazing season 5 airing this fall. Okay, so that's interesting
Mhm.
because if he and others are saying things like that, maybe there's no word that it might happen, but just the
Yeah.
fact that they're looking at that means it's not just kind of like, okay, it's done, it's over. Mike McMahon
Right.
is packing up and moving out of the
Yeah.
country.
It's funny because that is, I mean, I mean, if you look at the number of shows that have moved from one streamer to another, like if you look at The Expanse, for example,
Right.
you know, I think interestingly, I feel like that isn't that weird or impossible at now because
Totally.
there is that sort of
Mhm.
what do you
There might
call
be
that?
there might be like an unspoken, like unannounced thing going on where, you know, Star Trek was supposed to be Paramount Plus was supposed to be home of Star Trek, but now it seems like there's an idea being put forth that not all Star Trek has to be on Paramount Plus, and we can find
Right.
homes for
Yeah.
different places to put our shows.
Yeah.
You know, because Prodigy did it, and maybe that's, you know, that's kind of like that opened the door to these
Mhm.
to hope
Yeah.
for Lower Decks.
This is sounding more and more like a normal thing for
Yeah.
streaming in general, not just with like Prodigy, but
Yeah.
also like, yeah, The Expanse. And it's like they want fans to fight for their shows. Same with Sense8
Right.
to get some
Mm.
closure and
Yeah.
who knows how many others. Yeah. So we get to do this all over again, guys. We did it for Prodigy. Now we get to do it for
Yeah.
Lower Decks.
Which brings up an interesting thing
Pros.
I just thought of this. Does Star Trek Legacy have to be on Paramount Plus? Could that show or
No, it does not.
exist
Right.
somewhere else? Well,
That's a good
if another
point.
streamer came to Secret Hideout and said, "Listen, we got this much money. We want your Star Trek. We want this Star Trek.
Right.
Can you bring it to Amazon? Can you bring it to Netflix? Can you bring it to Hulu? Can you bring it to MGM?" You know, like if they
Yeah.
did that, is that a possibility? I don't know, but I'd love to find out.
Yeah.
But why not?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Why
Seems
not?
entirely possible.
Mhm. Especially given Paramount Plus's sort of
Right. And we got to wait for everything to shake out. While
Exactly.
some sort of deal, whatever happens, happens. And then they figure out what the heck is going on
Mhm.
after that. You know,
Right.
maybe they're in some weird limbo right now.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, in the live chat, our good friend Anton Smith, not to be confused with the ex-football player Alden Smith, says, "Wow, no more Lower Decks. What a kick in the nuts." Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Right. That's pretty much it, buddy.
Well said.
Yeah. What a kick in the nuts.
Yeah, so let's see. There are more reactions here. Here's our friend. Melissa only likes him in a
Apron, Anson Mount.
he tweets out, "Earlier I reposted this article in celebration of our pickup before I had read the entire heading. Like many of you, I am very sad to see Lower Decks coming to an end. A truly brilliant, led by the always
Show led by.
impressive, maybe, you know, we'll see.
He
Led by
didn't
the
proofread.
always impressive Mike McMahon show."
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that just got
Yeah.
moved around. You're
Yeah.
right. That does happen sometimes.
Yeah.
With a phenomenal cast. What a run.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. We get what you mean, Anson.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was the weird thing about, and that's kind of like the weird thing about announcing both today was that the Strange New Worlds people were so happy to
Yeah.
post the renewal, but
Oh, I know.
that exact article they were posting was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, by the way, we're killing the other show," and it's like, and
Yeah.
so they come off like, "Yeah, we're back." It's like,
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it's
they
really
should
awkward.
celebrate. They have every
Yeah,
reason
yeah,
to celebrate.
Yeah.
that's right.
A
We
renewal.
want to
Absolutely.
celebrate.
Yeah, that's exciting
Yeah.
news.
Here's more exciting news.
Ooh.
Oh God,
check
now
out
what?
Larry Nemechek on twitter.com at Larry Nemechek says, here we go. It's out there already.
Yep.
And sign the petition, change.org. All right.
Yep.
You
There it
guys know what
is.
to
Go
do.
sign it, guys. You know what to do.
Mhm.
We're gonna get the airplane probably and everything.
Yes.
What should we have for lower decks?
Lower decks.
There should be like a special lower decks thing. What's
We
lower
sh-
decks
yes.
known
Dude.
for?
Raisins.
A sarcastic Vulcan.
Raisins.
Yeah.
We'll be raising hell. Want some?
It's too bad there's nothing in Modesto really that
Mhm.
we could all convene there and protest and say, you bring back lower decks. But it's not like Netflix has an office there or anything, as far as I
Mhm.
know.
So we were
Yeah.
going to have JJ Lendl join us tonight, but instead he
Oh.
tweeted out his opinion on all of this.
Hmm.
And that is, he says, at JJ Lendl, he says, Paramount June 2023, we're canceling hashtag Star Trek Prodigy mid-production and removing it from our platform completely. Paramount September 2023, actually, we're celebrating animated Trek as the centerpiece of this year's Star Trek Day. Go Star Trek Lower Decks. Paramount April 2024.
You know, he makes a good point.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
like
that's
some
how this is
kinda-
going.
They have some kind of like drunk schizophrenic relationship with animated shows, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Setting
It feels
some
that way.
mixed
but they
signals.
kind of had to celebrate the animated stuff in 2023 because that's the only thing that they could promote.
Right?
It's true.
Yeah.
And
Because
at
of
the
the
same
strikes.
time,
Yes. Yes, it was.
And all the while,
Uh,
it was in the works that they were not going to renew lower decks, or it seems like that was always a direction that they were heading in. I mean, Mike McMahon was already worried about it.
Yeah.
Exactly, which
A year ago.
yeah gives more credence to his worries.
Yeah. Hmm.
Now we should, I just realized we should play a game called What Should Virtual TrekCon Retweet? Every time we look at a tweet,
Ooh.
we decide if we should just retweet
Oh,
it.
that's fun.
Or, yeah. So
Okay.
here's the next one from twitter.com. Oh, we should
Oh
just
my
say,
God.
should we retweet it or not before even looking at it?
Oh, no.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
Okay. Just like who it's
Retweet
from,
or
is
no
that all we
retweet?
Let's live dangerously.
let's live dangerously indeed. Let's
I think
keep
that's
this
gonna be
fun.
the answer every
Oh
time.
my God.
So this one is from Aaron Waltke, who says,
Oh,
Okay.
You retweet that, yeah.
retweet.
if animated Star Trek is something you love and want to support, watching hashtag Star Trek Prodigy on Netflix is a great thing to do right now. This
Yeah,
guy is like,
it's true.
hey, everybody, check this
Hey,
out.
while you're thinking about animated shows, don't forget ours. Good on you, Aaron.
Yeah.
Get in on that.
Yeah.
There it is, retweet.
Absolutely.
All right.
Nice.
We did it, everybody. Wow, we did like 13 in one retweet.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Look at our power. Woohoo.
Mhm.
Let's just try that. I'm gonna just find another Star Trek related thing at random, and let's see if we should retweet it.
Oh my God. I love it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Who's it from?
Some of these are fun. Okay. Here's one. Retweet or no?
I say
When are
no.
we ever going to say no? Really?
Like, yeah.
John says no. All we need are 2 no's,
I'm not doing it.
because I'm always going to say no. Just to make it more interesting. Otherwise, it'll always be a yes.
Well, who's it from?
Not saying.
No.
No, can't say. Can't say. That gives it
Oh.
away.
I'm saying yes.
You would.
I would. You're right.
Now I wanna because I'm like, I don't know. I sometimes like to be the ornery one who goes against the grain.
Mhm.
But
Well, should I force your hand? I'll say yes.
Ooh, that's it. Now it's
Oh.
2-2. Right now, the live chat is saying Mark Zutkoff says no and no. Trek Reviewer says no. John Davis says no. Joshua Reeve says yes.
Oh, a lot of people are
VFX
saying no.
Art DS says tweet. So, you
I'm
know.
gonna say no.
All right.
All right, who are we
Ah.
turning down?
No.
Let's see here. The reason I said you would, Jenny, is because it's your own tweet.
Oh no!
And your friends don't even
Jenny's
love
going out of
you.
business now.
What's wrong with you people?
Hey, Jenny.
She says, "Oh, hooray! I'm so glad you love them. Seeing my art in the wild always makes me so happy." And Melissa
Yay.
and John are like, "Fuck that."
Way
Get
to
a
go,
Had I
job.
Chunks.
known if it was Jenny, then I would have said yes.
So sorry.
This is the risk we're playing
Ooh.
here.
Now it's
All
like
right.
yes to everyone because Jenny should always be promoted.
It's all right. It's all right, everyone. I'm fine.
Okay, last one before we move on. I'll give a tiny hint. It's a Fallback Friday tweet.
Mm.
Back, like flashback? Like,
Yeah.
Flashback.
oh.
I thought it was
We don't
Fallback.
have to do that right now.
Fall back.
Poor Jenny. That's so messed up.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right. Well, you know what? Just because I'm not breaking my streak, I'm saying yes. Yes. Retweet this random
I'm gonna say
Thing.
yes too.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no.
Ooh, John, you are the winner here.
I'd also say no.
You're the rubber match. All right, it's a no. And this is it's a tweet from somebody who has never self-promoted, but finally decided to do it once ever. And you guys turned her down.
Ah!
Tracy
See,
It is Tracy
You know
Lee
what?
Coco. You guys are
We
so
love you,
rude. I
Tracy.
can't
love
believe it.
her.
Oh.
Pelicans at Warriors.
But I'm sorry, this can wait.
Get out
Yeah,
of there.
all right. Here we go. Oh, this is
Retweet,
interesting.
retweet.
Yeah, okay. What do we got? Okay. There we go.
Hey, Steph
Like
Curry.
father,
Right.
like daughter. There we are.
Oh man. There you go.
Steph Curry and his daughter.
Yay.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
He always
I'm
looks
a
at the
fan.
camera.
I'm
What?
a fan.
He does like a little camera lean every time when he walks in. He does that every time. It's just this thing that he does when they show him walking in. He like stops and goes and like looks at the
I
thing
see
he does.
Oh.
And now Virtual TrekCon retweeted that. You guys are so weird.
We didn't take a vote on that one. That was
You
all
didn't
you.
take a vote. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
You're weird.
The power's
I
gotten
lower
to
decked
Ryan.
it. I lower decked it.
All right.
All right.
Let's just do one more because we retweeted the Warriors and that's embarrassing to have on a Star Trek thing. Okay, so this one it's a
How to
quote
cover your
tweet.
tracks?
A quote tweet.
Oh, that one's
Ooh.
too easy. It's another Jenny Johnson one. We got to move on. We're going to retweet that one anyway because she's promoting this show.
Yeah.
The first one. I don't even know what that means. That's a John Archiola tweet.
Oh, that's all my tweets.
Just like Lincoln.
Oh, because it said back of the head.
Ooh.
Right.
Because he was shot in the back of the head, like Lincoln.
Yes. Oh my.
Dark.
Okay. Last one.
Whew.
This one is a picture from 1965. Retweet or scroll?
Retweet.
Retweet.
Retweets.
No.
You already lost.
Yeah, I don't care.
You're like, I still want my vote to count. I want my vote recorded.
That's right.
That was great. No.
Meteorologist Katie Nicolau says,
Oh my
today
God.
is the 1965 Palm Sunday tornado outbreak, the anniversary of. This photo taken by Paul Huffman of Dunlap, what is that, Indiana,
Yeah.
is arguably one of the most famous tornado photos of all time. And we're gonna have a weird.
Tornadoes are scary.
There we
Wow.
go.
Yes, tornadoes.
Why
are
is
scary.
Bakersfield trending? What did they do now?
Had a tornado?
I mean,
I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay, last one. So sorry, last one. This is actually kind of fun,
he's on a roll.
right? Am I the only one
Good
having
game.
fun with this?
Yeah.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
Let's. Yes.
do it.
Okay. So this one is somebody tweeting out the post by Mike McMahon from, Mike McMahon and Alex Kurtzman addressing the lower decks thing. And this person is tweeting it out and giving their unsolicited opinion. Retweet,
You're trying to mess with me.
retweet, or scroll past it.
Oh, unsolicited opinion.
Yeah,
That's
unsolicited
risky.
opinion is kind of.
Scroll.
That's
Scroll
all
on
Twitter is, you
by.
guys. That doesn't mean anything.
I mean-
Scroll on by.
Tweet. Tweet
Right, that
anyway.
song? Scroll on by. Right? That
Yeah, I'm
song?
gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no.
You know I'm
I'm
saying
gonna
yes.
say yeah.
We
Just
got
to
two
be
no's.
contrarian.
That's so
It's up to you, Ryan.
No, I'm always going to say no because I feel
Oh.
like that's going to be
The only
like,
yes.
otherwise I feel like most
Probably
people are going to want to
somebody
say yes.
On the show.
Hmm.
Yeah, you guys are so messed up to the person that designs our thumbnails. The Matt Boardman says,
I got you, Matt Boardman. I got you.
We
She
love
says-
you, Matt Boardman.
this has me
How
feeling
dare you all.
very emotional. Lower Decks premiered at a time when the world needed something to laugh with. Thank you, Mike McMahon, and all who worked on this series for making us laugh while telling some really cool Star Trek stories along the way. And you guys
Mhm.
said, no.
I didn't.
Get it.
You should
No
feel
deal.
bad.
I do.
Poor Matt. That was a
Poor
great
Matt.
post.
It was a great post.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
a great post, Matt Boardman.
Mhm.
Did I
And you
change my
told it
vote?
well.
Oh, now you want to walk it back.
Nice.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, here's one with a lot of colors on it.
Hmm.
Space hippies?
Like pinks and stuff.
Mhm.
Well,
Hmm.
I'm gonna say yes because Jenny likes pink right now.
I do.
Pink? Sure.
I do.
That's right. That's neither here nor there for me. So yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Wow.
All right.
You're outvoted now.
All right, but I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this one. This one is from Gold Bubbles. Says only one left of each of these soaps. On the left is Mutara, scented with lily lemon drop.
Oh,
The
that's
zero
so
on the
great.
right is unscented.
There
Get
we
it,
go.
everybody.
Yay! Shameless self promotion.
Love it.
John Archiola. Seems appropriate to OJ Simpson.
Oh my
It's
God.
really good. If
It's
you haven't
really
watched
good.
it, yeah, definitely give that a watch.
I think that is that the one I saw? Can't remember,
Did
but it was
I
pretty
see
good.
that one?
It came out in 2016, but it's really
Mhm.
good.
Oh,
Mhm.
then probably not. No. And I heard there was a documentary that was really good, like a
Yeah, there's like
Singular.
two newer things.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, People versus OJ Simpson is the one to watch.
Mhm.
So let's close out this poll here, everybody. Let's do that right now. Okay. So question was, how do you feel about Lower Decks ending? 5% said, I can understand it. which is like low key shade, I think. 12% said I don't mind, which is kind of high key shade. 40% said I'm pretty bummed, and 42% said I'm devastated. What about Agamus? Think of the children with peanut hamper and Agamus.
Right.
Anyway, what do you guys want to talk about? We still have so much more to cover here. I could play tweet or no tweet forever, but we gotta like,
You know, it's a
we
fun game.
shouldn't.
We got to bring that back sometime.
Oh, totally. Totally. Okay.
Oh, don't we have Melissa's game?
Yeah, I know, but
Truths and Lies?
if we still have stuff to cover, we can always do that another time, unless it's topical to this one. I haven't looked at it.
Well, it's Vulcans, because of Tarina in Discovery.
Nice.
And there's five questions. So
do it.
Let's see if we have time after we cover this one, because this is actually an important thing, which was actually going to be our top story today.
Oh yeah.
It was actually going to be the big news until, yeah. So this one is, what did I do? Fridays. I got a case of the Fridays. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Star Trek is the picture.
Ooh.
Wow.
By Anthony Pascal. This is our good buddies over at trekmovie.com. Today the road to the next Star Trek feature film took a small but significant step towards becoming reality. Paramount makes it official. Earlier this year, it was reported that Paramount Pictures was developing a new Star Trek feature film in parallel development to Star Trek 4, the Star Trek 4 sequel to the 2016's Star Trek Beyond. Today, the studio made the reports official as they announced their slate of films for 2025 and 2026. I often wonder what people that like don't speak English think when we start saying things like 2025 and 2026. They'll be like, is every word in English like this weird 20 sounding thing? I don't know. I don't know. An official list which includes what Paramount is now calling Untitled Star Trek Origin Story. The studio also confirms the previous reported details. The film is set decades before the original 2009 Star Trek film. Toby Haynes, Andor, Black Mirror, USS Callister, those are two good credits, is directing based on a screenplay by Seth Grahame-Smith, the Lego Batman movie, with J.J. Abrams returning as a producer. That is a mishmash.
Yes.
Is it possible this is some sort of, is this like the Chris Hemsworth story that was floating around for a little while?
No, this isn't. No.
But if it was decades,
that's
yeah.
totally dead.
But remember, they
totally
also said that there could be time travel. So it could take place somewhat decades, and then other things that could be,
Yeah,
And
but I think they've made it pretty clear that it's separate from that.
Okay.
And is it the Kelvin universe? Or is it?
Well, here's the thing about
they
that.
keep referring to
Let me help clarify that a bit. It
Thank
depends
you.
on what they mean by decades before, because the Kelvin universe was formed when the USS Kelvin was destroyed by Nero in 2233, and that split the timelines. So if it's set before that, it's the origin of all Star Trek, both timelines.
Right.
So, but it all depends on when the movie is actually set.
Yeah.
If it's set after 2233, then it's a Kelvin movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clear as mud.
So, John, can you tell us
confused.
what you know about this? What do you know about this movie?
Not much. Not much has been revealed about it at all. I know what everybody knows from the trades or from all the reports. They have not clarified really anything about who's in it, when it's set, what ship it's going to be, what crew it's going to be. What does origin mean? I mean, that can mean a lot of different things. Is it the origin of the Federation? Is it the origin
Might not
of
even
Star
be a
Trek?
ship. at all.
Right.
Star Trek has already had 2 origin stories. We had Star Trek First Contact,
Yeah.
and then we had Star Trek Enterprise.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
Right.
this is set after both of those,
For
presumably.
sure.
Presumably,
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't even know.
right?
We
And
Like,
don't
why
even
would
have a
case-
title, so
Yeah.
You know, but like, why would you do the Enterprise era? Because they're not going to bring in Enterprise characters, not going to bring in that iconography. They're going to make all new stuff for the movies, right? Because
Right.
that's just what they're going to do. They're going to make it.
Yeah.
If it's a new ship, it'll be a brand new ship design. It'll be new people. They're not
Mhm.
going to reference. I mean, they're not going to directly reference the old TV shows. Although Star Trek Beyond did actually do that with the
Yeah.
USS Franklin. But
Mhm.
so it really just all depends on when this movie is set and what it's going to be about, which we don't know because it's all top secret.
Well,
Is like
if
the
it-
beginning.
it's going to take place after Enterprise.
We don't know.
We don't
I mean,
know.
because
Don't know.
because
Because that's
What
after
does
the
origin
origin.
of Star Trek? What does origin of Star Trek mean?
Right.
well, to me, it's before Enterprise.
Yeah.
But if they said if it took place before Enterprise, I don't think they'd say decades before the Kelvin movies.
No,
Right. That's like 100 years before the Kelvin movie.
Right.
Yeah,
They would
but-
say centuries.
does it
Or
say
is
it-
an
Isn't-
origin story or the origin story?
Who know? We don't know. It's just untitled Star Trek origin.
Well, let's check. That's an
How
interesting
many years is it
distinction.
between Enterprise and TOS?
100.
Yeah,
More or
see,
less.
because they couldn't say centuries, so they
Right.
would say decades, even if
Right.
it was
Like if it's like
e-
94
even if it was
years
120,
before.
even it was you know even if it was 120, 140, they would still say decades instead of centuries, right? So
There's no article here. So
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
information.
It also
No.
gets kind of it also gets kind of iffy because they keep saying things like, it's set decades before J.J. Abrams' Star Trek 2009.
yeah.
Well, what does that mean? Because that movie took place throughout several different time periods.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yes.
Right.
The prologue took place in 2233. The actual movie takes place in 2258. Like, what? How are you measuring decades?
Right.
From what point?
So-
That's why I'm assuming that it means decades from all of those. Like it's
Mhm.
6
Right.
decades from one, 4 decades from another part,
Right.
11
But like,
decades from another one.
will we
Yeah.
will we see Scott Bakula? Because Scott Bakula is probably the most important guy of that timeline.
Yeah,
Right?
That'd be pretty
but
cool.
what if it's an origin story for the Kelvin universe?
We already saw that. It's called Star Trek 2009.
Yeah.
That's why this is so confusing.
that's where
An
the-
origin story of what?
That's exactly the origin of that
Mhm.
timeline.
Yeah.
So
I don't
What-
remember that movie that much.
I think- I know. I think the thing
that's
that's
literally
like
how it began.
I think the thing that's like breaking my brain is that it's like either this happens before Enterprise or it's dealing right after Enterprise with the founding of the Federation,
Yes,
Right.
that's what I was just going to
Right.
say.
Uh-huh.
or
Right.
it's a canon breaker of some kind, which
Yeah.
feel like would be
Yeah. Not good.
not well received.
Star Trek would never do that.
Right.
Are you kidding?
know?
The fans will love it. Don't know,
Yeah, that's what I was
Ugh.
saying though. Like
Yeah.
But like,
it could be basically season 5 of Enterprise,
Yeah.
for example, but without probably a lot of the cast. Maybe it's some of them though, where it's just like the formative years or that
Mhm.
formative year of the Federation, because that's what we all expected Enterprise season 5 to be. Some
Yeah.
of us
Right.
expected Enterprise season 1 to be that, but
Mm.
maybe that's what it is. Maybe it just picks up right there.
Yeah.
There's the Romulan War, right around then,
Right.
right
Yeah.
around
yeah.
season
Could
5
be.
of Enterprise and the formation of the Federation. Maybe they mean the origin story of the Federation. But
Yeah.
although we kind of covered the origin story of the Federation in season 4 of Enterprise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind
Yeah.
of.
Right.
It's just
Feels
like
yeah.
if it was before Enterprise, I mean, the whole point of Enterprise is the fact that they can finally like get out there,
Yeah,
so
yeah, more
they're not going to
and
make a
what's not
movie
fit.
where they can't like,
Mhm.
basically leave the solar system, so it's or not that you know what I mean. Anyway, but
And if you do a movie about the founding of the Federation, you have to have Archer because he's the
Yeah.
guy. It's like trying to do Hamlet without Hamlet. It doesn't make any sense.
can you
Mhm.
imagine
He-
if they're like backdoor like attaching Bakula to this, like
I could
love
see
it.
it.
Oh, like,
That
like
would
just
be
be great.
so
Like, this
cool.
Oh boy.
I would die.
Oh,
What
Be
about
awesome.
if it what about if it just takes place right after first contact?
Like the day after, April 6th.
The day after.
And they just go from there.
Yeah.
Because
Bozeman,
that's kind
Montana.
of like
Mhm.
the origin. Or
Or
what if
That'd be
they
kind of
have
funny.
what if they have
Mhm.
James Cromwell reprising his role, and let's say it's like 5 or 10 years later,
Yeah.
and there's Earth is in turmoil, but it's kind of coming together because of the aliens. You know, it goes through like these growing pains. Let's say they have like 10 years of like, you know, some people freaking out, some people trying to make friends with the Vulcans, some people kind of misstepping and killing some of them, or,
Mm.
you know, and it takes a while for it all to iron out and for Earth to unite after, say, like 10 or 12 or 20 years. Zephyr Cochrane's at the head of it, an older and wiser one. They could do, it could be something like that. And it could be kind of like an Earth sci-fi drama with Vulcans. That could be pretty
Sure.
cool.
That could be really cool.
Yeah, it could
It
be.
is a
cool.
lost era in Star Trek canon that hasn't been explored that much. That could be really neat if that's what it is, in fact.
Or it could be take place on First Contact Day in the mirror universe where Zephyr Cochrane shoots the Vulcan.
Oh man.
Wow.
Then we're just getting an action flick.
Well, and then we see the rise of the Terran Empire, which we've never seen
I
before.
mean, that would be an origin story.
It would. It would.
And then Zephyr Cochrane turns around and Lily blasts him. And she's like, this is my empire.
Oh,
That's amazing.
that's amazing.
And then he like
Damn
starts to get
shit.
up and she stabs him with
He's
her
like, I never
Klingon.
liked Roy Orbison to begin with.
You know, I very recently rewatched First Contact, and Lily Sloan is just such
Amazing.
an unsung hero.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's incredible.
He deserves better.
Yes. Good Lord.
You mean the first emperor of the Terran Empire better?
Yes.
I maybe. I'm not sure if I'm totally on board with this yet.
Just floating this idea.
Mhm.
But I was also thinking maybe it's the origin story of Boothby tending the gardens at Starfleet.
A gardening movie.
It's like one of those art films they made in the 90s. You know?
Yeah.
Oh,
More
golly.
Boothby.
Coming in 2025 from Miramax.
Trying to get a poll going here. So what are our options? When do you think the origin story movie will take place? Enterprise season 5-ish. You know, that's like the formation of the Federation. Right after First Contact, which is like the formation of just kind of going out there. How about before First Contact? If we're talking about the origin, before First Contact will be like when he first starts trying, it's a, you know, a prequel to it.
Building
When
the
he's-
Phoenix.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
discovering a working warp drive. Now that could be really interesting too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then the last one could be like George Kirk as a child. That's, I don't know.
10-year-old George Kirk.
You're George Kirk.
Like Anakin
Riding his-
Skywalker, George Kirk.
Riding his bike.
Also
What's the
listening to
full-
Beastie
what's-
Boys.
No.
Yes.
What's a
Yes.
good fourth option? Okay, Mirror Universe, let's say.
Sure.
It's an option.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was a great one.
All right. When do you think if somebody said put some money, put your bets down on one of these, what do you think? Formation of the Mirror Universe, before First Contact, right after First Contact, or Enterprise season 5-ish? And if it's not there, if your answer is not there, everybody put your answers in the live chat or in the comments below, because somebody's going to come up with some really good ones, I bet you. So I think we're going to learn about Vulcans next week. We're gonna do the old
That's exciting.
yeah, we're gonna do the old
That's all right.
Now I can
best of both
now I can
worlds
study.
part 1. Right
Well,
now.
see, the fun part is you're not studying it.
I
but-
know. Yes,
So don't
right.
study.
I won't.
All right. Well, let's talk about this week here.
Mm.
Is there more to this? The Star Trek IV sequel to Beyond was not part of today's CinemaCon presentation, presumably because with the recent hiring of a new screenwriter, that film would not be ready for theaters by 2026. It has also been reported that the origin story movie is set to start filming by the end of the year. There are no details yet on the plot, specific time setting, or cast. If Paramount can move fast enough, they could get the origin movie into theaters by 2026. Oh, in time for Star Trek's 60th anniversary.
Aha.
It's a Gene Roddenberry movie, you guys.
Oh, so we're gonna see
I mean-
Lucille Ball,
Mhm.
and we're gonna see Rachel.
Oh shit! Is that the meaning of origin? That'd be amazing.
That would be
Wouldn't that be
super
wild?
Would be
It'd be meta.
amazing. Yeah,
The Gene Roddenberry story.
Mhm.
yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Mhm.
I would
It'll-
see
it-
that.
It's like him in his room reading his comics and his mom saying, "Get your face out of those comics. You're never going to be successful if you just look at your Stars comics and Aliens. Shut up, Mom. I'm going to write a story. You watch."
And then we
like
get to
that.
see him in the military, and then as a cop, and then
Yep.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then making it as a TV writer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a crazy idea. I think
I
that
know.
I don't think
there-
so.
No,
that-
it's really
that's something
not.
possible there.
Mhm.
No, that really would be a
Absolutely.
great story.
Yeah, and it would be a great additional kind of movie. You know, it's not Star Trek
Yeah.
1 or 2 or 3. It's not like some big,
Yeah.
blockbuster. It's a story. It's a sit-down biopic, kind of
Mm.
sit down and
Yeah.
enjoy and learn about the creation of
Mhm.
Star Trek and the life of Gene Roddenberry and then the
Yeah.
other people that influenced him.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
yeah.
given the idea that they would have two in production at the same time or same-ish time. That's interesting.
Essentially.
But
Yeah.
If they
would
did that
be-
movie, if they actually did that movie, would they hire
Mhm.
Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto to play William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy?
That would be
That would
amazing.
be so fun.
Oh my
That'd be
god.
great.
Yes. Why not?
That
Hire
would
that
be
whole
wild.
cast.
Right.
to
Just
play.
let them do it. Pay them whatever they want.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about this week, everybody, before we go. So let's see. A couple days ago on the Falling Tower YouTube channel, we released our full review of X-Men 97 with Professor Eric Spana. So check that out. I bet John Orkula loves X-Men 97.
I haven't seen it. Sorry. Whoa.
I've been saving it up to binge it.
You should see it. You'll love it,
Mhm.
maybe. And then yesterday on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, we released our full review of Star Trek Discovery Season 5, Episode 3, with very special guest Kyle Jarrow, the co-writer of the episode.
Nice.
Great interview, tons of great energy. Love that guy. Go check that out on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. Then this Sunday, coming up on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, we're releasing our first segment review of Season 3, Episode 17, Next Generation, Sins of the Father. Remember Sins of the Father?
So good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Check that out, everybody, this Sunday, 9 a.m.
You may
Pacific, 12 p.m.
test
Eastern
that as-
Time.
That's that assumption at your convenience.
You're
Right.
still
That was
fat.
that was the original FAFO, right?
Yeah.
You may test that assumption at your convenience.
Oh, it's so good.
Mhm.
You're like the little lady. At the end.
Monday
She's
at
feisty.
6
I
p.m.
know.
Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. We've got our full review of Deja Q. If you remember Deja Q, Next Generation
Mhm.
episode full review this Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Then on Tuesday, come right back to the virtual TrekCon channel to watch The Main Viewer. We will cover all of the news of the week. There's going to be way more news than just this. There's no screwing around. There's no
Aw.
drinking. There's no jokes. We just bring you all the
Sounds
news.
boring.
Very serious.
No, because we break news stories. Like we uncover, we go, really get in there.
Oh.
Mhm.
We're like
Oh, yeah.
variety. We're the variety of YouTube shows. Who knew that was the gold standard?
Right.
I never would have I thought Variety was just the magazine at the dentist office.
Maybe in Los Angeles.
No, they always had really good
Yeah.
content.
I didn't even know. I don't know.
Are there
What do
even
they
magazines
cover?
at the dentist office now?
Oh, all kinds of stuff.
Just like a
Like-
Variety? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Melissa Longo, can you tell everybody where they can find you online, please?
No. I'm just kidding.
Okay, fine, moving on.
At Walking Art Made by Melissa at theintrovertedrepublic.com and Walking Art Made by Melissa on Patreon. Yeah, and then on social media, Melissa Longo, Malissa. Yeah. Oh, and YouTube, 3 Fat Lobsters. It was from that.
What about yourself, John Orchiola? You seem like a guy that likes lobster.
I love lobster. I love lobster.
He like paused and was like,
Alright.
should I get some tonight? I really love
I
it.
would
Yeah.
love some right now.
Where can people find you online?
Oh, you can find me at Jenny R. Johnson Art. Wait, no, that's not me. You can find me at Back of the Head, and Twitter and Instagram and screamat.com/Star Trek. And fun thing coming up this week, I'm gonna have an interview with Elias Tufexis and Eve Harlow, Marlon Locke from Star Trek Discovery.
Ooh.
That's
I'm gonna
Same
talk
time.
all about
Right.
those two cool Bonnie and Clyde alien lovers who are gonna.
Yay.
Are you going to interview them
Step that down.
together?
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll be
that's
fun.
cool.
I'm third.
Great.
I'm the third wheel. Three's a crowd.
Nice.
Nice.
Woo.
What about yourself, Charlene Schmidt?
Well, you can find me at Oh the Profanity on the socials and doing Mission Log Prodigy. Something might be showing up there fairly soon. And I would be remiss if I did not mention Genealogy on the Roddenberry podcast
Ooh.
network, because it talks about Gene Roddenberry's earlier stuff, all the
Mhm.
writing that he did leading up to Star Trek and that journey. So if you're really interested in that earlier history, you have a show to listen to already if you're not. And
I do
of course,
voiceover for one of those things.
oh yeah,
Did you?
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
But
some of
don't
the
you have
earlier
something to
stuff.
show us too,
I
Char?
do. Let
almost
me get
forgot.
a little trying to get a glove on my hand.
Oh,
What?
So you know how last week we were talking about Armus and making a
Uh-huh.
soap after Armus?
Yeah.
I found the perfect thing like almost right away. There's such a thing called a salt bar, which is a little like it's a little grainy and it creates this
Yeah.
really hard,
Ooh.
long lasting, but really luxurious and bubbly soap.
Oh.
So I tried a test batch and I made it with activated charcoal. And there's Armus.
I want to see
Amazing.
that.
You can see the
Wow.
texture. You can see like the little bits of salt.
Yeah,
It's
Um,
exfoliating.
Oh my
it's
god.
amazing.
And it
Keep
smells
that
like
away from
black
Denise
raspberry
Crosby.
vanilla.
Black
What's
raspberry vanilla?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And so I gotta
Ooh.
test it after it cures, but if it passes all muster, those will eventually go in the shop, and that will be Armus is a salt bar.
that's fantastic.
Nice.
Fantastic. Because Tasha Yar will attest that he does assault.
Oh,
Indeed.
Right.
It's even more relevant than I thought.
Yeah, he's a salt monster.
Oh my god.
Kinda.
Mhm.
That's cool. So when would that go up on the shop?
Let's see. I made these just a couple days ago, so it needs 4 weeks to cure, probably good 2 weeks to test.
4
Let's
weeks.
say toward the end of May. I'll keep you
Wow.
all updated. I know it'll take a little while, but I want to make sure it's like a decent product before I put it out there to sell. I've
That's
never done a
amazing.
salt bar before. So this really is a test, and it's going to be tested on me, as are all of my products.
So the last Star Trek and Chill episode, if she's got like redness all over her, she'll be like,
Right?
I
I'll
need
just say,
another month
guys,
to figure
Armis,
this out.
not happening.
Yeah.
Armis was rude. I need to tweak.
Yeah, no, it should be fine though. It's made with coconut oil, a lot of coconut oil, sea
Mm.
salt, shea butter, and castor oil. That and
Nice.
activated charcoal, and that's it.
Nice.
Plus fragrance.
Yeah.
But in
That's
the meantime,
awesome.
I will have some other new things popping up between then and now, little new surprises that are also very good for skin. If folks like colloidal oatmeal, I've got something
Mm.
coming up for
Ooh.
you.
Nice.
Ooh.
Joshua Reeve talks about Armis. He says he's a seasoned killer.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Yeah.
Jenny
The
R.
product
Johnson,
description
I'm
writes
sorry that
itself.
we didn't retweet your advertisement about your wonderful paintings because your friends were mad at you and jealous. But can you please tell everybody where they can find you online?
Well, you can go find things like that on my Twitter, which is Jenny R. Johnson. That's it. But other social media everywhere, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I don't know, those other ones. I'm Jenny R. Johnson Art. And I'm working on a painting that's pretty cool, and I'm doing lots of updates of it. And I also sell prints of all my work, and you can find those prints at my shop through my website, jennyrjohnson.com. And you know what? Next Tuesday, you can find me back here for the main viewer. So I hope to see you then. Yeah.
Ditto.
Awesome.
That sounds like
Wait a
threat.
minute. Jenny,
Ditto.
weren't you on a podcast just like yesterday or the day before?
Oh, I was. Yeah. Yeah.
What was that?
That was part of the Live Long and Podcast podcast network. And it was Locutors of Trek, and we were talking about the art of Star Trek, and it was super fun.
Hmm.
So check that out too.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
And Ryan, what about you? Well, I'll tell you. You can find me online on twitter.com. It's a new website. Used to have a
Mm.
blue bird. I don't think it has it. That bird's gone. It's weird. Twitter.com at RyanTGHusk. Once again, that's at RyanTGHusk, or just Virtual TrekCon, The Seventh Rule, or Falling Tower on your favorite social media, but right here on YouTube. You can also find me in front of my computer watching episodes of Lower Decks over and over again, and also
Yes.
watching episodes of Star Trek Prodigy over and over again because Aaron Waltke told us so.
Mhm.
Everybody knows that Aaron Waltke has not been in our live chat recently.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that means he's working on something, right?
I sure hope so, for his
Yeah.
I
sake.
hope so too.
I
Mhm.
hope so too, so that our feelings don't get hurt. Because what if he says, "Oh no, I'm cool. I'm just sitting around at home.
I just don't like you guys
doing anything.
I
He's got
just got
nothing
bored.
else to do.
Yeah, I don't want to watch you guys. Sorry." Anyway, shout out to him. He's great.
Mhm.
It's great.
You know who else is great? Joshua, one Trek fan, Wardogheim, Ian, Glenn, Dave, Mark. Did I say War Dog? I think I did. Rose
Mhm.
Kirby, Faith, and all of y'all in the live chat. Thank you all very much for hanging out. Just Rosie. I keep seeing the profanity too, but she's right here.
I just joined the chat at the end of the show.
Love it.
I don't know how to show very good.
Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. And hey, have a chill weekend. Oh, like this video, please. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for notifications. It's very important. It's kind of like if you go to Ferenginar and you kind of have to like leave a little coin for everything you do. But this doesn't cost you anything. You just like push the button and it helps us. Thanks
Push
very
all the
much. Really
buttons.
appreciate
Watch
all of
this
you.
over and over again.
Yeah.
That's, oh, by the way, everybody, bought a ton of cookies for Walter. And I'm trying to figure out a time to take him out and wine him and dine him and shower him in cookies. All because of
Nice.
everybody donating money for that. So
Oh.
he knows. Although when I told him on the phone, he's like, I don't remember anything about cookies. Like it's okay. It's okay. You're getting cookies. A lot of cookies, a lot of different kinds. And you gotta eat them. And every time you eat them, take pictures so that we can show everybody. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, we love Walter.
Mhm.
Everybody, have a chill weekend. You've earned it.
Yo.